Good afternoon, and we continue today with a series of interviews for the upcoming 8th Annual Black Sea Oil and Gas Online Edition Conference. And today we're speaking with Stephen Burrell, President of ROPEPCA. Hi, Stephen.
Good afternoon.
So, my main question will be, I'll start with it. It's, in your opinion, what is the main challenge for the industry in the Black Sea region right now?
The main challenge, well, that would be a difficult question if I was to say what is the main challenge. There are many aspects of things which challenge investment in the industry in the region. But I think primarily it's the need for a free and open market. So with no interference from governmental and other figures. So Romania in particular really needs to see an efficient, effective free market economy when it comes to energy and particularly gas. And I have to say, congratulations to Romania recently. They've moved towards that after many years of, I think, resisting it. They've moved towards it with the liberalisation of the natural gas market, and that's come through the removal of the capped price. That's a huge step forward for the Romanian market. So at the same time, there's been a removal of what was called the central market obligation, the CMO for gas producers. And this has been replaced with the gas release program, which is a step in the right direction. Again, we're moving to a free, efficient market where the market sets the price and the producers produce to the volumes that are required. And when the market's setting the price, the producers, they can understand the quantum of investments they need to make to meet demand. So that's what I think is one of the biggest challenges. And as I said, Romania has taken some steps in the right direction, and we really support that through ROPEPCA and all of our advocacy with the stakeholders, such as the organisations, so ANRE, NAMR, and with the government when that's required, is all talking about this liberalisation. So I think that is the biggest challenge, and talking about how those challenges are being met. I read a press release, I think today, that phase 1 of Brewer has been completed, and that's a fantastic step forward. And I'm sure the people involved with that will be talking at the conference, but I'd love to hear more about it. I think it's a tremendous step forward. The other thing I think I'd like to talk about in terms of challenges is the oil industry requires continual investment. For continual investment, companies need to see stability in the fiscal regime. They need to see stability in the legislative platforms and the laws that they abide by. And that's been quite a challenge for Romania. And it'll be good to see that, that being addressed, the stability. A lot of the investments that the oil companies make are high value, and they need a number of years to see a return on that. And then if I can talk about opportunities, there's been a lot of talk about the 11th licensing round in Romania, which we all know is overdue. And I'm really hoping that this year Romania will announce that and send it to the European Commission where it'll be gazetted, and then the round will actually start. The 11th round is a fantastic opportunity to bring in new operators to Romania, to bring in and commit new investment, which will assist the economy, and also to allow existing operators to acquire new acreage to explore, appraise, and eventually develop. So I think those are the things that are challenges for our industry, and it's great to see movement towards them, and fingers crossed for the 11th round this year.
Mm-hmm. All right. Coming back to legal and regulatory compliance challenges, then, how to relaunch Romania's economy in the face of it? What do you
Good
think?
question. Earlier this year, in the face of COVID-19, which I think is really relevant to where we are just now, Ropeka issued a COVID-19 crisis paper relaunching the economy by supporting the petroleum industry. The petroleum industry in Romania is a huge employer, a huge investor, a huge provider of funds to the state budget. And so, when it comes to starting the economy, we issued this paper, and we talked about openness to business, which links back into my earlier answer about a free market economy. Adapted operations, where we work with the regulators to waiver certain conditions under concession terms. So, for example, each year operators would have to commit to a work programme. Well, in 2020, those commitments were made in December of last year, and given COVID-19, some of those commitments would be very difficult to fulfill. So we're asking for the government, or in fact the organisations at NAMR, to work with the operators and help us all through this. And then fiscal stimulus, deferment of taxes and royalty payments, fiscal facilities such as capex deductions when we make investments, etc. So these are the kind of things that would help us start the economy, and this is what we've been talking about through Ropeka on behalf of all of our members who are keen to invest under the right circumstances, and these are the things we would like to see.
Of course. All right. Stephen, can you share with us a taste of the talk Ropeka will be giving at the conference, the importance of an industry association?
I can share with you a taste. I don't think I want to give it all away here, but Ropeka, we are the voice of the upstream oil and gas industry. It's a complex business environment, and the association allows all of the members to be presented in front of key stakeholders, whether they be NGOs, regulatory authorities, or even, in fact, the government and the parliament. So it allows them to be a single voice instead of lots of diverse voices. So my talk is going to be about how effective that has been for our members since 2012 when we were formed. So that's what we'll be talking about, how a single voice allows us to have more leverage and more and a better ability to open discussions with the likes of the government and the authorities, NAMR, ANRI. Our advocacy continues all the time. There's never a quiet moment within Ropeka, and so we'll be talking about some of our successes. We'll be talking about some of the laws that have come into being and how we've worked with the authorities to amend the actual legislation so that it improves investment. We see Ropeka and our members as having the same objectives as the authorities here. It's about jobs, it's about investment, it's about energy stability and energy diversity. And so, without giving too much away, that's what it's about.
Great. Thank you so much then for your time and for sharing with us. And I hope we see each other again at the conference then.
Well, I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to hearing from all of the other attendees, and I hope it's a successful conference. I'm sure it will be, as it has been before.
Thank you again. Then goodbye for now.
Thank you very much.